everyone, welcome back to RDH Diaries with me, Tamaya Dixon. So today we are going to talk about getting into dental hygiene school. What did I do? How did I decide what school I was going to go to? What was the application process like, interviewing? So that's what we'll discuss in this video. Just if you're interested in it, or maybe you're currently going through the process, you kind of have an idea of what to expect when applying to any of the schools you're interested in. So initially I was at LSU, go Tigers, and I was a part of the pre-dental society there. It was really nice because in order to be a member of the pre-dental society at LSU, you needed to have kind of like the same requirements and undergrad as you would in order to apply to dental or hygiene school. So they were kind of like prepping you so you wouldn't have to come up with all these hours and shadowing and community service all at one time when you finally decide what you want to apply for and which school. So that was, I think, kind of almost, made the process easier for some of us that were in the organization there. Initially, I was considering staying in Louisiana, but I knew that I wanted to come back where my family was here in Texas and practice here. Also just because there are more schools to apply to all around the state, higher salaries here overall, just due to the cost of living. So I figured that I'd like to come back to Texas. But what I didn't know was that depending on which state you were in, when it came time to apply to those dental hygiene programs, they all had their different requirements. Some of them required some online exams, some didn't. Some required more hours of community service and shadowing than their counterparts. And I also didn't know that coming to Texas with my Louisiana degree, I did not take Texas history or Texas government. So that was just something additional that I needed to do. So definitely keep that in mind if you are interested in applying to schools that are out of state of where you initially got your associate or bachelor's or even master's. So that was the first step of figuring all that out, making sure I had the proper requirements in order to apply to the schools that I wanted, and then also knowing what was expected of me. After that, the school I did apply to did require me to take an online test to submit it, and that would be in addition to my online portion of like information I submitted with my paper and my transcript and everything else that they needed for that. When it came to the interview process, we heard back from the schools and then they would give you the acceptance. And then after that, the ball really starts rolling with making sure you're submitting your immunizations for them and just preparing, buying scrubs, and just all these things you didn't really think about until it all starts happening. So as soon as I found out I was getting in, everything started moving really quickly in order to prepare for that first day of school and orientation. So I think for the most part, I had a really smooth process when applying. I was very set on the schools that I wanted to go to. I think it's also good if you are able to, and if it's available for the schools that you are interested in, to go on their websites and see if they have kind of like dental days or interest days in order for you to get to see the faculty, meet some of the professors, see what student life is like at those schools or campuses that you like to attend, because that is really important, and knowing that you have a strong support system or those who can align with you and give you the education that you're looking for and also support you along the way. That was very important for me to find the right school that felt like would have my back and also have my best interest while going through the entire program. So I highly recommend you to do that if that's something that you're serious about when it comes to applying to different dental hygiene programs. I hope that gave you a pretty good idea of what to expect when applying to dental hygiene school. I'll probably make another video breaking down what all those requirements are for school, just so that you can have like a checklist, and I'll make sure I add those at the next video. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye for now.